What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. This is your Married to Medicine recap, review, or whatever the hell we gonna call it. I don't know, recap, review, whatever. So we start off this episode and, totally was not, eventful. This is only the second episode, so we're not, we're getting kind of like some fillers and some backstories, a little bit of drama, but not too much. We see Alora, Heavenly's daughter, is growing. She's 13 years old. Her little face has changed and everything just looks like a totally different kid. And we're seeing the relationship between Alora and her mother, Heavenly, and how they interact and engage with each other. And, it's a typical, the parent is dumb and the child is super duper smarter than the parent. You know how they like to make it seem like the parent don't know what they talking about and don't understand what's going on or doesn't understand, anything like that. So Alora is the same little precocious little girl that she was, hasn't much changed, but really is in the space where it's like now that Heavenly has to kind of like, start backing up a little bit, allowing her little girl to have a little bit more freedom as a 13-year-old. What do you guys think? As 13, was that the age that your parents started kind of like reeling back on their, what do you call it? The magnifying glass on you? What age was that started for you all? Or, oh my God, traffic. Or did your parents never let go of those reins? Or did they do it at a later age or whatever? And is 13 a good age to kind of be like, all right, now it's time for you to see, to gain some responsibility? Like with my sons who are 12 and 10, I explain, if I see you responsible at home, I can trust you to be out and trust that you are going to make the right decisions. That's how you're able to do, more things without mommy being around, is by showing me that when I ask you to do something, you're trustworthy and responsible in that task. So we see that's Heavenly. We're going to see how that works out. They show Scott. He is, pulling the reins in for Contessa, where Contessa is not at home 3 days out of the week. Scott is there cooking for the kids, washing clothes all over the place. Sometimes it be like that. I was looking like Scott has that house a mess, but sometimes when you're overwhelmed and you don't have your time management skills together and you don't have a routine set forth, honey, them kids will drive you crazy. They will drive you stone cold crazy. You won't know what to do. You don't know whether you're going or coming. You have to have a routine. And kids thrive with structure and discipline. And nobody's saying you have to be a drill sergeant and the discipline doesn't have to be corporal. It's consequences and repercussions for things not being completed, for tasks not being completed, and that's it. And you have and little kids, little baby kids, like Contessa's little kids, they can still be offered the same structure and the same discipline, so that they understand, hey, when we get home from school, this is what the fuck we got going on, and this is what needs to happen. And I'm not that, honey, I don't know what you want me to do. Do you want me to get on top of this car so that you can get by? You don't get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. I'm not moving up no more. You want me to hit this guy so that you can get over? Okay, not today. When Contessa walks in, Contessa first, she stops and gets McDonald's, thinking at 9 o'clock at night, these kids haven't eaten yet. It's 9 o'clock. She runs to McDonald's. She calls him and lets him know that she's coming, but she doesn't mention or ask him, have they ate yet? Or there was a breakdown in communication there. So she went and spent some money that she didn't have to spend, got them some junk food. When they had steak and vegetables. Scott was like, they gonna eat how I eat, okay? So he comes in, he was like, I don't even know why wouldn't, and it creates conflict. She broke communication. You had an opportunity, you broke communication, you spent money you didn't have to spend, and then you also in that make it seem like he ain't taking care of the shit he was put in charge to take care of. So now you kind of make it seem like you're unappreciative. And I was mad for Scott, because at first I was like, Scott got this damn house looking a goddamn mess. But then I was like, you know, this is something that he's probably not used to. Give people some slack. But he's like, you act like I wasn't going to feed them. It's this late and you don't think that they've eaten by now? So he was offended. He grabbed his drink and went upstairs, honey. He was not fucking with Contessa. Out of here. I said, Scott doesn't feel appreciated. Contessa came in complaining. Scott said, let me get my ass out of here. Got all the shit he needed to get, and he went upstairs. She was like, wait, am I supposed to clean? Yes, dummy. Your dumb ass came in complaining. You clean up the kitchen. Thanks. Went upstairs. So Jackie and Heavenly, they go out to dinner. They're sitting down eating. Jackie explains to Heavenly that she doesn't like the fact that her and Simone are not in a good place because they're her good Judies, and it makes her upset. She starts getting emotional because they're not getting along. So we are still trying to figure out the logical reason that Heavenly has a problem with, not Heavenly, Simone has a problem with Heavenly. Simone also has an issue with Quad. And we're not understanding what her issue is with Quad. We still didn't get to the bottom of it when they went to dinner. But the situation with Heavenly, she explains later that she told Heavenly something that Heavenly repeated. Now, since I have been on the other end of that, saying, confiding in a friend, and then that friend taking that information and sharing it with whomever would listen, I have a problem with that. But I'm trying to see if it was something that we all didn't know, because everybody knew that Simone had an issue with Cecil not having a job. So we're trying to figure out what was it that Heavenly said that, you know, would support her being upset with Heavenly, because we don't have any supporting documentation, because everybody fucking knew that you were tired of Cecil's ass. Everybody. All right. So the next thing that comes up, Cecil said something, and I read the tweet because they put it on the screen and I paused. It said, they need to pressure wash that house. I hope that Simone doesn't come back contaminated. So you're making a suggestion to a black woman, which is something you just don't do. You make a suggestion that she isn't clean. So she's going to have a problem with you, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to how women are supposed to act, it comes down to if she can take care of her children and if she keeps a clean home. Okay? Because you know how they say, if your house isn't clean, they equate it with your pocketbook being dirty. And we know that's just another way to keep a bitch cleaning the house. That's just another way to keep a bitch cleaning a fucking house. Because if you have an idea that, oh, if my house is dirty, that means my pocketbook ain't clean, you gonna keep a clean house. They done fooled with you bitches. They done made you bitches believe that. And I'll tell you one thing, if you ever make a suggestion to a black woman that if she isn't clean, you're going to have a problem on your hands. You will never hear the end of it, because that is something, because of years and years, y'all better watch out. Years and years of ideas that black women aren't clean, that black people aren't clean. We don't want to hear nothing about us not being clean, or else you're going to have a problem for the rest of your life. Understand that. We don't play with no shit like that, okay? So in order for them to keep women in line, to tell them to keep their houses clean, they done told women, you know, if you don't keep a clean house, they're going to think your pocketbook is dirty. So a bitch will keep a clean house so nobody would think that her pocketbook ain't clean. All right? All right. So that's where that comes from. So the fact that Cecil said to her, oh, I hope Simone doesn't come back contaminated. You didn't suggest it that Heavenly doesn't keep a clean home. All right. And then you not only make that suggestion, but you are feeding off of some shit that Mariah said. And we know nobody in that group give a fuck about Mariah. So you saying something, you kind of like co-signing what Mariah said, that looks like you on that bitch's side. So I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want to say to you, Cecil. Since you said my house wasn't clean, I'm going to talk about you being unemployed. What? Your wallet is clean. Your wallet don't have nothing in it either. Now, honey, and then everybody gets mad at Heavenly when she comes back. She's a Scorpio. When she comes back with that venom, now all of a sudden she's the bully. She shouldn't be talking to men. She shouldn't say anything to the men. All that other dumb shit. We're not doing that. That's out of here. All right, so I said I don't agree with that philosophy. Here we are again. If your husband says something to me, I'm going to say something to him. don't know where they're getting. Can y'all explain to me where this rule comes from and this philosophy comes from? I would really like us to open the form and decide, where is this idea that a woman and a man cannot have conflict or address each other in conflict, that we have to wait till each other's partner gets there in order to address the issue? Where did that stem from? Why is it being employed in 2020? Why are we still is that a cop-out for a woman to be able to jump a fool in a man's face, and then when he says something back, a way to be like, oh wait, no, you're a man, you can't say nothing to me. So where did that come from? Can somebody please help me out? Because I would definitely like to know. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it stems from. And I don't know why we are still exercising this idea that is really detrimental, and it doesn't produce any results. If I have to wait until my partner comes to my aid to address a man, that doesn't help conflict. It actually probably makes it worse. So I don't know where they got this from. So we see that Toya is in the office with Dr. Simone. And we see that James Caldwell said last week that Toya was pregnant. That's why she didn't jump a fool in Contessa's face. She kept her mouth. She didn't say nothing because she was pregnant and at 6 weeks had a miscarriage. Probably because that house ain't cleaned up. You guys supposed to be moving in that house. That's some unnecessary stress y'all need for right now. The heavens above said, we gonna wait. You able to conceive, but here we go. For whatever reason, she had the miscarriage. Simone's making sure that everything is out of there, that the miscarriage was complete. There's nothing else growing inside of her. They, did the exam. She's good to go. She did not tell her or she did not cry in front of her children or something like that. So we had an idea there had to be something in regards to that. But James Caldwell, he said it. She was pregnant, and that's what it was. She was fucking right. Quad and Heavenly and Jackie sit down. No, Contessa, Heavenly, and Quad go out to dinner. Quad had this pink short wig on. Quad was cute. I said, yes, Quad, bitch, with this blonde wig. I like Quad and Heavenly and Contessa. I like them together. Quad is a Taurus. I don't know. I think Contessa might be an Aries. I'm not sure. But I know that Scorpio is a Heavenly. Heavenly is a Scorpio. So it's a Scorpio Taurus. I don't know what sign Jackie is either. Y'all gonna have to tell me. So they're sitting down, they're talking about Quad. It's time for Quad to date and this and that. Do y'all think it's time for Quad to date? And Quad says she's looking for a man with a long and hard penis, because word on the street is Dr. Greg had a clitoris. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. So Quad was scooting for 6 years. You was scooting on that dick, Quad. you was scooting. At 1 in every 10 women know what it's like to scoot on a dick and scream out loud and act like it's bigger than a fucking beanstalk. Everybody done once in their life done scooted on a dick. So that's what she said. She wants something long and something hard this time around. I said, I know that's right. So they talk about Jackie. Jackie is getting ready to have some kind of thing to bring the women together because she wants to straighten out this situation with Mariah. Mariah called herself, calling Jackie out. Jackie was looking at her like she was stupid, which I loved every minute of it. Paid her so much dust. So she's gonna have a little dinner with them at this house. The house was really nice, and to sit down and just have this conversation about what's going on amongst the group. And I think the theme was girl code. I still don't understand what Simone's issue with Heavenly is, but we're gonna need to find out what it is specifically that Heavenly said that we all didn't know, and now Simone is saying, I confided in you. Okay, so we're trying to figure out what that is. With Toya and Contessa, like I said in the Real Housewives of Potomac review, once you tell me that we are not friends, I owe you nada. I don't owe you a thing. And if you had any sense, you would want me to be your friend. But if you don't, we're not friends. You yelling across the reunion floor, we're not friends, we're not friends. Rest assured that I don't owe you you anything. No respect. No, like I said, not being I don't have to be cordial to you. I don't have to speak if I don't want to. If we're not friends, I owe you nothing. All right? And every time we go out or say something, you got something to say. Toya is another one, just like Ashley. She likes to say slick shit. But we're going to see Contessa is always ready for Tacky Toya. Always ready for her. So they go to this house. Mariah's sitting there, like, and they picking out these sticks with, say, I'm disappointed, I'm angry with, I'm hurt that, all of this other stuff, so they can verbalize their issues that they're having with one another. When Toya came into the room, I don't know if anyone else noticed, but she hugged Heavenly so quick and fast and phony. There was no hug. There was no pause in the hug. It was just like, bitch, okay, here, I'm going to hug you because that's what I'm supposed to do, and I don't want anybody to think I'm rude, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if any of you notice that she hugged her real fast and just was like, whatever, and just went on to the next. I was like, why did she hug her so fast? I actually want to watch this episode again to see if I missed anything. And to me, I feel like, do you want somebody to hug you if y'all are not in a cool space? You don't have to hug me. You can speak, you can nod, you can put your finger up and say, girl, I acknowledge you're here, but you don't have to hug me. Don't feel obligated to touch me. Number one, you don't have to touch me. If we're not getting along and we're not cool and we're not friends, don't hug me trying to think that, oh, it's going to be seen as rude. Don't play respectability politics with me. If you don't fuck with me, don't hug me. Hit me with a, hey, girl. All right, girl. Hey, that's it. Hey, what's up? Or, hey, everybody. You know how you do when you don't fuck with one person in the room. Hey, everybody. And so you can get and everybody has learned that, right? I think we all have learned that. When you walk into a room and somebody in the room you don't fool with, you speak to everybody. Hello, everybody. All right. And don't expect the bitch that you have a problem with to speak. Expect them to be looking in their phone, ignoring you. Expect that. Don't expect anything from somebody who is not your friend. Okay? Don't do it. Mariah really thinks someone wants to be her. Her and Heavenly had the same color on. They showed a clip on when they had the same shoes and earrings on at a reunion a year ago. Not last year, but the year before last. Mariah, nobody wants to be you. I don't know why she thinks Heavenly wants to be her. And Mariah has this facial expression that drives me insane. She pierces her lips. She smiles. Her little cheeks are so like big. She smiles and then she like starts shaking her head. Has anybody else noticed that Mariah does that? It's almost as just like she's trying to hold her mouth, and then she does that look every single time. She's always shaking her head no, and she has her lips pierced, and she has like a smile like that. She does that. Does anybody else notice that she does that? Okay, am I the only one? Because she does it every single time, like, and she looks like she's so concerned, like, oh God, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to do. This is not worth it or whatever. But I don't think, just from I really don't think that Mariah wants to get along with anyone. I think Mariah's energy is fueled by her conflict that she has with the women. I think Mariah does best, and she enjoys not being cool with the women because it gives her something. Because other than that, what do you have? What else are you talking about? I thought y'all was supposed to be in Los Angeles anyway. I thought Aiden couldn't get the renew the contract or whatever the fuck. But there you are, grinning and shaking your head no for every single thing. We thought that, okay, so I thought everyone knew that Cecil didn't have a job was bothering Simone, because the tweet that they showed, I didn't think that was something that Simone had told Heavenly in confidence. So it's something that we're not seeing, because what they're showing is making it seem that Simone is being real petty. She don't really have anything about. Maybe it's because Heavenly and Quad got really close, and Simone has this issue with Quad that we still don't know what the issue is, but whatever. So Quad, it gets on Quad, and she picking like 5 or 6 cards, even though Jackie said pick 1 card, and then they make it seem like Quad is talking and talking and talking, like she just got so many problems with people. Now Quad does act like, I don't know what it is about Quad, but she really does act like Now, darling, let me explain to you what I have problems with, dear. And I'm going to explain to you all of these problems, and we're going to discuss these problems. And it's just like very like, I don't know if it has anything to do with her being on this show. I don't know what it is. Maybe she approaches it now. She feels like she has the tools to like talk with these women as if they're, you know, being interviewed or something, or discuss or explain. I don't know what it is. It's something weird about the way Quad is engaging with the women when it's time for her to speak. It's very weird. I don't know what it's about. But I wonder how long she was actually going, because it made it seem like she was going for a long time and she had a lot of things to explain, and we don't know how long she was going. They could have just been making a joke that Quad was long-winded or whatever. So that was it for that scene. So then Simone, in that interview, in that little situation, Quad is tearful and she explains to Simone that she really wants to work on their relationship, and Simone says, I would really want to work on it too. We still don't understand. So the next scene, they show them going out. Quad was late. That's rude as fuck. I don't give a fuck how much I like you. I don't appreciate somebody being late. I think it's rude. I think it's disrespectful. I think it's not having any kind of respect for other people's time. It's self-absorbed. It is just rude and disrespectful. I don't understand why people who are chronically late, at the end of the day, you just start without them, and whatever they miss, they fucking miss. You should have been here on time. That's it. We're gonna give you maybe 10 minutes, you know, to take up for traffic or something like that, but 20 minutes, 30 minutes late, I'm starting without you. I'm eating, and if I'm done eating by the time you get here, and I've got the check by the time you get here, and we only have a little while to talk before he comes back with my car, then that's it. But you being late, I'm not waiting for you. Simone, that's only gonna add to the issues that you have with her. It doesn't help anything. So they sit down, and Quad wants to immediately start talking about the situation. And she starts saying, well, tell me now, what is it? And what is it? And Quad was very aggressive, but Simone doesn't respond like that. Again, and Simone is somebody I feel like thrives in conflict. I feel like she doesn't really want to, because I feel like her thing with Heavenly and her thing with Quad don't hold any foundation. Like I need something more to say, you know what, Simone, you have every right to be mad at Quad. You know what, Simone, you have every right to be mad at Heavenly. Right now, I don't see anything. I don't see a reason why you should be mad at anybody. I think that the way that you talk to Quad may be a reason why you have issues with her. You guys talk, she's the youngest one in the group apparently, and you guys talk to her like she's a child. Maybe that's it. We don't know. We'll never know, because you didn't even get to talk. You ordered your food and then end up walking out. You get in her face and walk out. Now Quad's sitting there like you don't have nothing to say. That's why we're trying to figure out what the hell you mad about, Simone. You can't even articulate what the problem is. You're so upset about something we have no idea of. You're so mad that you got to get up and walk away. What is the real problem? What is the truth, as Oprah would say? So it kind of left off there. I said I'm still confused about Quad and Simone. Y'all let me know what it is or what you think it is in the comments. I have no idea what it is. I can't even start to kind of like try to figure out what Simone's issue. Maybe she wants to be able to boss Quad around. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I can't even begin to start to think and be Inspector Gadget about this shit, because none of it makes sense to me. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Let's get down in the comments and we'll talk some more. You guys have a wonderful day. Take care of each other. Peace.